Today I'm going to show you how to make a graph using Google Sheets. So I'm going to start by going to Google sheets.google.com. And for the purpose of today, I'm going to go ahead and just make up some data, some fake data. So I'm going to call this fake data plant height. Fake data. Okay, so this is the moment right now where you should pause and go ahead and create a spreadsheet for yourself. Now that you have a spreadsheet, it's time to populate it with some, again, fake data in this context. So I'm going to start with days and height, because I'm assuming I'm doing some experiment with my plant. So I'm going to start with day 0, which is the day I'm starting my experiment. I'm going all the way through day 8 for this experiment. I'm going to pretend for my day 0 that the plant started at 1 centimeter, then it was 2, then it was 3 for a couple of days, then it was 4, then it was 5.5, sorry, then it was 6, then it was 7 for a couple of days. I'm just going to pretend that's my data. So one thing that's often tempting for people, I notice, is to put the units in directly. Let's say, though, that I were to go through this set of data, I copy and paste it so I don't have to change it again later. If I were to go through here and write in 0 days, and for each of these, put in units, we'll do it just for a couple of days for the point of reference. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. What I normally would do, and what I'm going to do here as well, is select this area of the chart here that I want to actually make into a graph. So I would go here, select my sheet, I would say insert, I would say chart. I'm waiting on Google. You'll notice it says no data. So it says no data at the moment because Google's not able to tell that days and 0 is actually a means of quantifying things. It doesn't know that is a number. So it's really important that your data table looks like this first one, where you don't have any letters in the same place as the numbers. Let's try now with this section of my spreadsheet. If I select all of this, I'm going to go to insert again, and I'm going to say chart. There we go. Now I have my data here. So you'll notice a couple of things right off. First off, Google likes to use bar graphs instead of XY plots. And typically I find for science that an XY or a scatter plot tells a better story. So what we're going to start by doing is going to, in the chart editor, which comes up naturally, you're going to click on column or chart type, and instead of column, I'm going to scroll down and choose scatter plot. Might choose line, might choose something different, depends on what data you want to display. The next thing I notice is that Google automatically makes a title of height versus days, but I might want a more fun title, like how tall was my plant? That's an okay chart title. I might also want to make that text a little bigger rather than having it be auto, and I might want to change the color to be black, which I find stands out a little more than the gray font, which is typically the color Google does. Same thing for the vertical axis. Height, this is where I want my units, so I want height in centimeters. I'm going to make my font a bit bigger so people can read it from far away, change my color to black. And I'm going to do the same thing for days. Since it's already being counted, I don't necessarily need to have units in parentheses. I can leave it the way it is. But I'm going to make my font bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and make my text dark. Okay, so that's a really basic way for how to make an XY scatter plot in Google Sheets.